My audience for today is Taylor Vaughn and Colby Roden.
My name is Sarah Beth Hallmark, and today I'm going to be talking about if you should or if you should not vaccinate your children. I'm going to begin by telling you about the first vaccination ever recorded. I'm also going to tell you some of the more common vaccinations people get today. And I'm going to compare why people believe you shouldn't vaccinate your children and why people believe you should vaccinate your children. And finally, I'm going to tell you my opinion on it. So Edward Jenner in 1796 took a piece of a blister from somebody infected with cowpox and oculated it to a person non-infected. This is called arm-to-arm oculation, and this is the first record of vaccinations. The most common types of vaccinations people get today are the MMR and DTaP, and with both of those, they have multiple vaccinations within the one. So for example, your MMR has your measles and mumps and everything like that, but it's all into one vaccination. People also get vaccinations for influenza, polio, and hepatitis A and B, and for the chickenpox. There are many more vaccinations people get, but those are the most common ones people get. So a few reasons why people don't vaccinate their children are for religious reasons. They're scared of what the vaccination will do to their child. They personally just don't believe in it, or they want to do more research on it. So for the first one being religious reasons, there's only 4 states in the United States which do not allow religious reasons to be a reason not to vaccinate your child. Every other state, most of the time, as long as you can prove that religion is your reason for not vaccinating your children and prove that you are devout in whatever religion that you choose that doesn't allow you to vaccinate your children, you can be exempt from vaccinating them. The second one is parents are often scared of what the vaccinations will do to their child. A lot of this comes from media sources blowing up vaccinations, and a lot of parents now believe that if you vaccinate your child, it can lead to autism, mental development, or just behavioral changes within the child. The third reason being just the parent's choice. There's only a handful of states that allow this to be a reason why you should not vaccinate your children, but for the most part, that's not a good reason to not vaccinate your child. And their beliefs is mostly just about how they think that without vaccinating your children, you are exposing them to everything and it is building their immunity up. And so they believe if you vaccinate them, you're kind of shielding them from things and their immune system won't grow to its strongest capability. The fourth reason being people just want to do more research. And this is the one that is kind of iffy because a lot of times doctors still recommend that you get your vaccinations, but the parent most of the time just tells them that they don't want to get them at the time that it is supposed to be given to their child. They just say, I want a little more time, I want to do my research because I don't know the reasons to get them and I don't know the reasons not to get them. And so the parent just opts to not get them at that specific moment, not saying that they won't get them later in the future. So that are a few reasons why people tend to not vaccinate their children. So now reasons why people should vaccinate their children or why people believe they should vaccinate their children. So to begin with, a lot of parents believe that if you vaccinate your child, you're not only saving them from preventable diseases, but you're also saving other people from those preventable diseases. Meaning that sometimes there are children that are not able to get vaccinations due to health reasons. And since you chose to not vaccinate your child, you're letting your child bring some kind of disease to their child when they can't help it. Another reason is they do believe that these vaccinations cause no harm to their children. While there are side effects, you may get pain in your injection site, you may have soreness or redness, but for the most part, the side effects are fine. These vaccinations have been tested by scientists and have been proven to be effective and not causing harm to the child. The third reason being it is cost efficient. While you do have to pay for the vaccinations, if your child were to come down with one of these preventable diseases, you would spend a whole lot more money in the hospital and medications and everything trying to save their lives than you would if you would have just given them the vaccination. Another reason parents choose to vaccinate their child is because these are preventable diseases. Scientists have worked hard over the past century developing medications to stop these diseases from spreading, and they have saw the number of people who have died from these diseases and believe that if they didn't give their child the vaccination, then it would possibly get sick from something that there's no sense in them necessarily having. So for me, I do believe that we should vaccinate our children. I think that it is important for us to take that step, that people have worked hard, and if you can do something about it, I believe that you should. If there was no cure for it, it would be kind of hard to understand, like, are we getting this vaccination for no reason? Like, we don't have a for sure rate that they're not going to get it. But now, especially with measles and polio, we basically have a 100% pass rate on if you get this vaccination, you won't get it. Same thing goes for chickenpox. You don't see children get chickenpox who have had the chickenpox vaccination. And it kind of goes with today, the COVID-19 outbreak. We saw outbreaks before like this with polio, with measles, influenza, when they didn't have these types of vaccinations to give to the public. And once they started giving them to the public, you saw the numbers of people dying from these diseases and in general just getting sick and getting hospitalized go down tremendously. And I believe, like with the COVID-19, once we get a vaccination out for the whole public to use, you will see these numbers begin to die down also. And my source for today was chalk.edu, and thanks for watching.